Right. So good evening. It is 5:01. I would like to call the PR committee to order. We have myself, Heather Ingham, Mr. Nault, Mr. Patello, and can you introduce yourselves, please?
Sam Olson.
And Megan Doggett,
Okay. And you are here on behalf of?
the Sanborn Community Organization.
Okay. All right. So we have called to order and we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, and then we will start with the Sanborn Community Organization.
Great. Can you kick it off?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So I believe you have,
I have
two
your
documents
notes.
in front of me.
Yep.
So we did a recap. We had our first meeting on January 8th. So we intend to send out a recap after every meeting, similar to this format where we highlight the share portion of our meeting, who presented, how many attendees we had. There's a speak portion of our meeting where we ask everyone who's there to participate if they would like. We had a lot of discussion at our first meeting, and these were the notes. We bulleted out kind of 5 key themes that came out of.
I love this, by the
meeting
way.
number 1. Okay, great. And then concluded with our, spark next steps. So that's the format we intended to use as a way to feed information back up through this committee and ultimately to the school board. So we're looking for feedback. So
I love how you organize this because it really, you highlighted the key areas and then a little bit snippets of each area. I think there was a lot of information shared. So I'm really impressed how you were able to condense it and get it into what the key areas are. And I know for myself, a lot of these areas also coincide with what we're looking for from strategic planning and growth. So I like this. And I think as the PR chair, this will be easier for me to sort of report out.
Okay.
I don't know what either of you.
I'm trying to pull it up.
Okay. Do you want to look at
So
it?
I read it when you guys sent it out, the way you sent it out, and I thought to myself, this is awesome. So we've got to have, something that's concise, workable, understandable, right? And this met the mail on all those things. So, and being at the meeting, I was only able to attend half and I had to leave for one of my kids.
Sure.
And so this was great to be able to check back in on and say, okay, yep, I was there for that discussion. Okay, that's what I missed. So thank you.
Great.
Yeah.
I just feel like I also appreciate the format, making it scannable and digestible. I wonder, are these, so you have it at the top, 25 attendees, including Sam Megan. Are there, when you have this, what comes next, the communications and storytelling proposal, how does that come to life? You guys meet based on all the information you got. What are those actual steps?
So we've only done it once. So basically what happened was we went to this, when we left this meeting, Sam and I digested and did these notes, right? And these were the big themes that came out of it. And our big part, I don't want to speak for you, but our goal in hosting this is to have a forum, to provide education, to help improve collaboration, but also to take action.
Yeah.
So I left the meeting. I thought it was great. I thought we had, relatively well attended. And I liked that everyone was speaking up, and we're hearing the same things, right? Like these are not new topics if basically being at other meetings and forums, right? But it was nice to have everyone share. It had a nice feeling for the most part in the room of sharing and openness. But over that weekend, Sam and I connected, and I was reading these through and we were doing the notes, and the spark came out of, can we do anything with this? Right. It was meeting 1. What can we do? Because I wanted to feel like we're right away taking action. So that's how that came up. It was, what can we actually impact? And from the A through E, the thing that we believe we could take on as a Sanborn community organization and manage is essentially taking D and trying to, that's the second half of our meeting tonight with you guys, is to go over the proposal. But essentially, we believe we can take action and start this. We didn't want to wait.
Yeah.
Right. That sort of maps when you look at D, for example, like in A, where it says concerns are raised about test score trends, for example.
Yep.
That's a good communication gap. I mean, there are some trends, there are some high school science, I believe, was still something that needs working on based on Christine Clash report. I could be wrong with that, but there are a lot of positive signals in that area,
Absolutely.
right?
Yep.
But how do we get that word out? So it's really, that is
Yes.
really good.
Okay.
Yeah, this is exciting. I think it's it's sort of boots on the ground effort to have good two-way communication between this organization and the board,
Mm-hmm.
which is really exciting.
Okay.
Yeah, and if I can piggyback on that, it seems that social media has no problem. I don't have social media, by the way. I think it's just garbage, but that's all I get from it is garbage. So I choose not to do it.
Yeah.
What I hear from everybody is that I don't think I've ever gotten a post from a board member, a member of the town, a constituent that was like, "Hey, check this out, Jeremiah." Really positive things being talked about Sanborn, right?
Yeah.
It's just people, throwing up, and that's okay, right?
Sure.
If you have complaints, great.
Yeah.
So it would be great to have a little bit of balance there. Like, hey, here's some actual stories. And oftentimes, like at the meeting, people are hearing some of the stories going, "I wish we knew about that." You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I love this. And then maybe a conduit for other people that have positive things they want to share. How can they get that to you to then, boost? Because this will parlay really nicely into some future initiatives that we'll want to start doing in the coming year, especially once we get the new superintendent in the seat. This will really help bolster that.
And I really like the guardrails and oversight, those non-negotiables, because I agree with Jeremiah. For me, I've had a student in the district for 12 years. So I've had multiple organizations or parent groups start, and every time and it starts with really good intentions, but then the groups become, as Jeremiah said, it's just, they go really downhill really fast. They become really negative. They're no longer action oriented. They're more, I would complaint fest. And I'd spend a lot of time doing like rumor control I really like that you have the purpose of moderating it. I think a lot of the other groups do not get moderated as well. So I think that'll be really important to make sure that we can remain positive and solution focused. So I do like that. And following district policy, because I think sometimes that's what happens too. People start talking about teachers or curriculum, and it really sort of goes into when I got elected to the board, I removed myself from all parent pages. I do not know how they function, but I remember how they used to function, and they just have a very negative connotation at times.
Definitely. That's why we wanted to make sure that we shut the commenting off and got approval before posting and making sure that messaging matches and it's accurate, it's factual. We're not crossing any lines, and it has the backing of the board and the district, depending on what type of story it is, who it applies to, and needs to approve it.
And I'm really comfortable with this recap. Like, I feel like this is something that could easily be shared, and I think it would be helpful for people that weren't unable to attend.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, so so wrap up the recap. So process wise, our intention would be after each meeting, going forward we can send the recap to you. And then let you take that, and whenever the next board meeting falls, highlight from there what you want to highlight to the board. Plus these will all be, we have them all. We have a Google Gmail account now too. And so we have a drive. So all of these are stored there. So we have everything organized. So if anyone ever wants the full recap, we have them available and we can send them out.
And will you email them out to like your listserv?
Yes. I'm sorry. I should have said that. Yeah. They went to everyone who was on was at the meeting.
Signed in and gave us their email address.
Got this.
I think I got, that's probably.
Yes, you're right. You got it.
I got
and
that
then we
twice.
sent it to the whole
It's
board.
fine. It's good. I won't lose it.
Heather, can I make a request?
Yeah.
If you're okay with it. Is it okay if they send it to all three of us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, that would be great. It'll just save time if Heather's busy that day and she hasn't gotten to her email and I'm able to get to it and recap and you know what I mean? It'll just help us action stuff faster. Thank you, Heather.
No, that's perfectly fine. More people to help is always better.
Cool.
Jeremiah, from a marketing perspective, anything else you can think of with the storytelling and communication? I meant Micah, sorry.
I was like,
I've had a
you're looking for Micah.
I've had a really long day.
Um,
And it's only, 5 o'clock?
on the marketing proposal?
Yeah.
No, I think it's, I think it hits it checks all the boxes that it's supposed to. It would, are you looking to, where does this go? To the,
So the marketing proposal, it does, because they're gonna have their own Gmail, their own stuff, it would not have anything to do with, the school board or the school
Right.
district. We would, as a PR committee, we would share what they're working on. But this would be sort of on them, like, we could put stuff in our newsletters for them, like, we could put stuff on our district webs, kind of like how we similarly do for like the PTOs and the boosters, like, we can add stuff. It just has to it would be the same process, it just has to get approved by the superintendent.
so we would, wait, say that again?
So let's say they wanted to share the recap and that went out on the weekly newsletter for like Memorial, Bakey. The process of that, just from a booster PTO lens, it has to go to the superintendent, or it gets emailed to Phyllis, and then the superintendent reviews it and approves it. It's the same as we do for like basketball flyers or baseball flyers. It just has to get approved by the superintendent, and then it can get added to the newsletter. So if there is,
The only other thing, like PTO, we have to make sure that we have the note that it's not SRSD sponsored and things like that. So we can definitely include language like that too.
So what if, and I'm just gonna, so what if,
Advocating there?
what's that?
Are you devil's advocating there?
No, not really.
You can go for it.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So if the superintendent says, no, I don't like that, I don't like that post, what happens then?
so it gets kicked back to he or she, whoever the superintendent is at the time, would have to give some sort of notes why.
Yeah.
Again, in my entire 12 years here at Sanborn, the superintendent has never kicked anything from a community organization back unless it does not say not a SRSD sponsored event.
Yeah, okay.
If there's misinformation, let's say there's something in here that we as a district feel like it puts us in a bad light, I don't think that would happen. The superintendent could kick it back and say, this is incorrect, this is the accurate information, and then they'd have to resubmit it.
Okay, so I'm just thinking of, and I'm gonna use a hypothetical, so I'm thinking of what we currently have with our test scores, right? We have a upward trend with, let's call it 90%, right? And then we have 10% that's still struggling. Superintendent could say, well, that puts this department in a negative light. I think we have to be honest about how we tell the story too, right? So this can't be like a rah page that only says positive things and we parse out all the negative things. It's like, no, we want to be transparent and honest because that's how we get after those things. You know what I mean? So in that instance, so the superintendent says, nope, I don't want to say that, that puts us in a bad light. At what point does somebody maybe from this committee?
So I think that's where, Sam and Megan could email us as the PR committee saying, hey, we've already reviewed this and vetted it as a PR committee. Superintendent didn't want to put it in and these were the reasons why. Then we could talk.
Perfect. Okay. Well, so let's have that dialogue. You know what I mean?
And again, this sort of thing is more of like information sharing. And I feel like this is quite neutral because there is some positive and some negatives, like what's not going well versus what is going well. Because I think a lot of that meeting the first night, we spent a lot of time talking about, we know what I think you had mentioned it, hit the nail on the head that night. We know what's not working. What do we want to do to move forward?
One thing that I would do if I were developing in the past, having developed content marketing plans, right, is establish, and I think you have it implicitly in the proposal, and also it exists in the meeting recap, given that it was the first meeting, it sort of established these pillars, I would call them. But I think it would be a good idea to stick to certain repeatable messaging categories. You have them here, like state legislation and large impacts, right? That's a thing. Another thing would be like the happenings of, academic performance or school in relation to academics would be a pillar, like a content pillar. And then you have state legislative stuff, content pillar. Then you have, sports, community and engagement, like that kind of, right? So just so that you have a repeatable formula.
Yeah.
For categorizing content
Mhm.
and, you know, that whole thing. And I think it's good when the communications are predictable in the
Mhm.
sense of the kinds of topics they cover.
Yeah.
And it might help people think, you know, get just a sense of what's going to be covered by the organization if you establish sort of like messaging areas or messaging pillars.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like that.
So,
They can help us come up with the content, like the structure, like the
Yeah.
monthly, like calendar,
Right.
kind of like these days are the days.
exactly.
kind
You
of
could do it
work
on
on something
cadence
like
like that, or you could,
Yeah.
you know, treat it as it comes, but that would be helpful,
Mhm.
I think.
Yeah,
But
part
I
of,
mean, it's all here though, right? Like this idea of, um, state policy and local impact. You have community willingness, academic performance, they're all there in a lot of places.
Yeah, like I mean, I know for me, like, I'm not a super big fan of the district website. It's very hard to navigate it as a parent, you know, even as a school board member, when I try to navigate it for school board stuff, I can't find things. So I do think there's things that we can work collaboratively on.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah.
Other questions or things you need from us?
I guess, well, so my question would be just like a process question too. So we came tonight, right, with this all new. So like we came up with this proposal. We want to do this, you know, we wanted to engage, we want to continue to engage that group too. So we have another meeting tomorrow night. So it'd be great to say, you know, we brought this proposal, we want to go, we want to use you guys to solicit ideas, opinions. We even started drafting up a survey that we would send out to that group as a way to get those ideas to help us get started and work, you know, through this process ultimately. But so we came to you tonight, this is the proposal, so then do you bring this to the board tonight? Because we did also get on the board agenda. I
Okay,
think that, you know, in theory, we like the idea, of coming to you guys, letting you talk this stuff out and then let you bring it to the board rather than us also be on that agenda. It seems repetitive and we kind of like that structure. So would you bring this proposal to the board tonight? Do you have to get it approved at the board or do you just approve it here and you tell the board? I don't know how that works.
I feel like because this is your organization and it's not us, like, we don't have to approve it. I think you're being a good community partner by,
Yeah,
like,
Okay.
So I do think,
you
I
could
mean,
just do this.
if you'd
Okay.
like to present to some of this to the public tonight, because you're already on the agenda, and then moving forward, I can present whatever, or Jeremiah or Mike or whoever
Okay.
can present
All right.
going forward. But I
Okay.
think since,
Yeah, I think the key is really the guardrails and oversight part.
Okay.
So I think the idea is that you would, like you have freedom of speech, you can say whatever you want, wherever you want, right?
Sure.
More or less
Sure.
in life. But that your goal is to cooperate with, because here's the thing. I guess the exchange, right, is that you would be, like, you could just not talk to the school board at all, create a community organization, and just talk in your houses and post on Facebook, do whatever you want. What you're really saying is, we want to work with you to be able to publish things to the community that the board would normally just either know and publish maybe at a meeting or say, but nobody watched the meeting, and you want to
Yes.
amplify the board's message
Yes.
sometimes, right?
Mhm.
And ask
No,
questions. do your
yeah,
own thing.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's where in exchange or as part of that relationship, you would make sure that you followed these rules, these RSAs, the personnel, all that stuff, right?
Okay, yeah.
So I think, I don't think it needs approval, like you
Okay.
said.
No.
It's just that there's an understanding that since the board will be engaging with the organization, there are certain guidelines that will follow to do
Yeah.
so. So they
Yeah.
remain compliant.
for the board to be present at some of these meetings, board members, or being, you know, even for some of us to join the Facebook page, like, there are these and I think it's better to come from the both of you, that you're setting these guardrails, that it's not the board sort of dictating what you are and are not going to do, because I think that would give a message that we're sort of, we're like the puppets behind, you know,
Right.
we're
Right.
pulling the strings behind the scenes, and that's far from what we want. This is something that you have been, I know you and I have talked about this since last year. So I think we really want you both to be the kind of driving force and us be your support.
No, that's great.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
We couldn't, yeah. But to your point, we chose to go this route because we think it's
Yeah.
more constructive
Right, yeah.
and makes just a lot much
Yeah.
more sense to be
Yeah.
aligned and working together, building a community
Yeah,
rather than just going and doing it on our own. So we just
Yeah.
we didn't want to step on toes. We don't want to
Sure.
overstep. We're trying to navigate as we
Mhm.
get going
Yeah.
what we are supposed to do and not do.
Right.
so the thought/question. So, and I appreciate that because our lines of effort now can be moving in the same direction, right?
Yeah.
So does it make sense, Heather, or Micah, for when we do subcommittee readouts, does it make sense for you as the chair just to do, hey, tonight at the subcommittee, we had the SCO here with us. They presented a proposal, and that could be a parlay into either you saying something,
Sure.
or not. But that would be kind of the tee up. to
Yeah,
just
I
say,
could
hey,
do that.
It was part of it.
Yeah,
Um,
I just don't know if they can, because they're on the agenda, so I guess
Yeah.
we'd have to ask Dawson or Don,
Sure.
if I tee them up, can they just go?
Yeah.
And then they don't have to go at the other part, like,
yeah.
because I just don't know what the flow is.
So my response to that would be what we have done with Siemens continuously is they show up to finance and facilities. They meet with us. We go through stuff. We go out there. I do the subcommittee readout for finance and facilities. I pitch what was just talked about and then say if there are further questions, and then we go right to Siemens.
Okay, yeah,
Because it's part of the readout. So it would give them
Yeah.
kind of a platform right up front.
Right.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
I can definitely, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah,
So
that's
does that
great.
work for you?
Yeah, that's fine. We're here. We're
Yeah.
happy to do however it works. Like we're trying, like I said, want to figure out what the process is and
Sure.
don't want to be redundant, right? It's a long
Yeah.
meeting and we don't need to, we
Yeah.
don't need a spot just to talk, but if it makes sense for us to get
Well, no,
on
I
board
think-
tonight and just,
I think it'd
Yeah.
be
Be on
your
the agenda.
first one, and then we can sort of talk about how the plan is moving forward.
yep, okay,
Yeah.
great. Makes a lot of sense.
Cool.
And then we can just pitch that you have another meeting tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Okay.
I think the only thing I would recommend is, and I know it's sort of fallen that way, but not have a meeting the night after school board.
We've been
Because-
taking what we can get.
Yes, we were very limited
We will
with our,
try.
as we launched in December.
Okay.
And then it was January and
Yeah.
it was important to us to
Oh,
get,
is it because of what they had available?
it's just
Pretty
like
much,
in
yeah,
general
it's-
with dates.
Yeah,
And then tomorrow night's about the budget and with the
Ah.
deliberative coming up in 2
Yeah.
weeks, we had to get another meeting on the books. We wanted to get another meeting on the
Okay.
books to be that topic. So
Yeah.
yes, we don't have another SEO meeting until March
Okay.
and we're trying to figuring out that calendar. We're not trying to be a meeting heavy group. but
No,
we're
no,
just-
and I don't think you
Mm.
are intentionally. I just know like some people have said to me, like, I really wanted, which one should I go to?
Yeah.
Like.
No, it's good
And we
feedback.
struggle with that too, like.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
period.
we-
I mean,
yeah,
we all struggle with that, so, because I
Absolutely.
want to be there tomorrow. I
Yeah,
just don't know.
Right.
I've been out Monday
Mhm.
night, Tuesday night, now
Yeah.
Wednesday, so.
Okay, no, it's a good, yes, we'll keep
Any-
for sure in mind.
Anything else?
I don't, did you want to?
No, that's great to create the green light and
Yeah.
cooperation and collaboration.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies, so much.
Thank you, we
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Super appreciate it. Yeah.
Okay, great.
The next thing on the agenda was the school newsletters. I think Dr. Dawson just wanted feedback from the PR committee on how we felt that the new format for the newsletters were going that we're getting from all 4 schools. If you had any thoughts or feedback from PR.
The other one, it's-
My feedback will be short. I like it better than what we had before.
Yeah, it's better,
Okay,
better than it was.
Yeah,
okay.
It's better
I
than
think
it
it's
was.
more digestible, better
Yes.
designed.
I can actually review it on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm not opening up
It's more
PDFs,
mobile friendly.
18-page PDFs. on
That's
my
what
cell
he would,
phone.
that's what he
Yeah.
was trying to really
It was
eliminate.
brutal.
So I get all 4.
Me too.
Oh, yeah, because we
Don't-
get them in our Gmail.
Yeah,
We get them in our
in the board
superintendent.
email.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
the board email.
So
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I think they don't have more information than you need.
Yeah.
That's what you need. They're succinct, scannable,
So it's like Goldilocks, right?
just the right amount.
Any public comment on the school newsletters?
I like them,
I do too.
much improved.
Much
Okay.
better.
I think I sent Dr. Dawson an email from the beginning when he was asking for feedback, so thumbs up.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, I used to never be able to open some of the PDFs
Yeah.
because like I don't have Google I have an
Yeah,
iPhone, so I don't
yeah.
have Google Docs, so sometimes like they wouldn't convert right.
Yeah.
So, all right. Any other public comment? Okay. Any other agenda items that were not on the agenda that we'd like to bring up? Okay. I will adjourn at 5:26. We do not have a next meeting scheduled at this time.